G'day, welcome to another Shearing World quick tip. Today we're going to look at chicken feet. Chicken feet are unbelievably important to getting a decent cut. And unfortunately people tend to forget about what the chicken feet actually do and just basically forget about them altogether and just replace bearings and other parts and just leave the chicken feet. They make a huge difference in your cut and the way your gear goes. Today I've got three single chicken feet. This one's the new one. This one in the middle is extremely worn, and this one is sort of 3/4 worn. Now, if you have a look at the new one, I'm just going to have a look at this angle here. All right, see that? And you can see the size of the pin that holds your cutter. So that pin doesn't go all the way through into your cutter. It sits up high and keeps the pressure on the tip of your cutter. Okay, we'll go to the third one. If you have a look at this one, pretty worn. Look at the angle of it. Looks like it's starting to really shoot upwards on that angle. And the pin, see the thickness of the pin? It's very thin. And if you have a really good look in here, it's like a little divot taken out at the bottom there. And for those guys that have been shearing and struggle to get their cutter out when they want to try and change a cutter, it's because it's jammed up in underneath with that little divot there. And the third one, we'll do this one sort of back to front because it's the left hand side one. But this one here, you can see the angle of it going up. We turn it around, have a look at the pin. There is basically no pin and it's basically flat. You look at the angle of it. Now also look at this part here. This part rests on the middle teeth of your cutters, and that there, if you felt that tip is extremely sharp, you'd cut whatever you want with that. It's really sharp. If you put that compared to a new one, you should be out of nearly, if we go down into the white area, see how thick that is compared to that part there. And if you turn it round, we can see there's a lump on that one, but there's not on that one. So the lump is actually worn away as well. Now, one last thing on where it's rubbing is if you have a look here, you can see this mark here. That's where it's sitting on the cutter. It's sitting right back here now because everything's worn down. That's worn, the pin's worn, the pin's gone right down, sitting flat on the cutter, and then it's rubbing back on your cutter now, right back here. If you have a look at the other one, same thing. The pin's dropped too far down into the cutter and it's rubbing back here. Now if you have a look at this one, obviously it hasn't been used, but because that pin can't go all the way down through into the cutter, then it's going to sit up and proud from the cutter and won't rub down in here. We need the pressure right on the tip. So just a quick tip, check your chicken feet that they're not like that. They're not going up in funny angles. And the best way to have a quick look at it is if you grab your handpiece and just hold it up like that, and you can actually see the angle at which the handpieces or the chicken feet are going. And also another little quick one is you can rub your fingers down the front like that, and they actually feel really sharp. When they're feeling really sharp, time to change. Hope that helps. Any questions, feel free to comment, leave a message below, whatever you want to do. If you need any gear, parts and stuff, we're happy to send out, or we can do the handpieces in store here and fix them all up for you. Hope that helps. Cheers.